The small shop owner has bought in the Santa or in any Raitu Bazaar.
एक ही जगह पे मिलके those type of plastics are known as thermosetting plastics. Comparison, there are 3 types:
up, down, right, left.
I am not inferior to anyone.
We are Clarus. We are top on the Everest. Congratulations.
I want to be a leader.
Hi Sparrows, a very pleasant good afternoon to one and all. This is Nandini Sparrow from 7th class from TSWREI Kallur, Khammam district. Okay Sparrows, I hope you may very enjoy the lesson. Am I right Sparrows? Okay, before telling lesson, I want to ask you few questions. Do you answer me? Yes. Okay Sparrows, now we are alive. So, what is the important source for us to live? Do you know what it is? Okay, observe here what I am doing here. What I am doing here? I am inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. What it is called? Yes, you are absolutely correct. It is breathing. The most important source for us to live is breathing. Okay, Sparrows. Do you know what we will breathe in? Do you know Sparrows? Yes, we will breathe in oxygen. What we will breathe in? Oxygen. Next, do you know Sparrows what is the nature of this oxygen? Yes, you are exactly correct. The nature of that oxygen is gas. The oxygen is a gas. Is it or not? Yes. Okay Sparrows, if the mixture of gases surrounding that, then what it is called? Yes, you are always correct. Then it is called air. Okay, do you know Sparrows what is the moving air is called? Yes, the moving air is called wind. Okay Sparrows, do you know the violent storms on the earth, what they are called? Yes, they are called cyclones. Okay Sparrows, today's our topic is air, winds, air, winds and cyclones. This is our topic. Okay Sparrows, do you know what is air? Okay, air is nothing but the air is the mixture of gases surrounding the earth. Then it is called air. Let us see on the screen. Air is a mixture of several gases that are invisible and odorless. It consists of about 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen and less than 1% of argon, carbon dioxide and other gases as well as varying amounts of water vapor. Okay Sparrows, now do you understand what is air? Okay, now let us talk about the importance of air. Do you know Sparrows, air is most important source in our life. Am I right Sparrows? Yes, why it is important for us? Okay, once close your nose and close your mouth. It is hard to stay without breathing air. By this only we can understand the air is most important source in our life. Not only for us, all the living things who are present on the earth should and must need air. What are they? Animals, birds, creatures, plants and human beings. They must and should need air. Okay, air plays a very important role in our life. Okay Sparrows, without air, there is no life on the earth. Okay Sparrows, now do you understand what is air and the properties of air? Yes. Okay, sparrows, do you know there are some properties of air are there? How many properties of air are there? Okay, let us see on the screen. Air properties. The first property is air occupies space, and the second property is air exerts pressure, and the third property is air expands on heating, and the fourth property is hot air is lighter than cold air. These are the four properties of air. Okay, sparrows, and now let us talk about our first property of air. What is our first property of air? Yes, first property of air is air occupies space. Okay, sparrows, where do we find air? Do you know? We don't know. Why? Because we can't see the air. Okay, I will explain where the air is present. Now, let us do an activity. Okay, sparrows, first of all, take a bucket full of water and a glass. What it is? Take a bucket full of water and a glass, and next papers. Now crumble this paper like a ball and press it to the bottom of the glass. Observe, sparrows, it is in the bottom of the glass. Now invert this glass and immerse in the water. Now keep straight and press it until it completely under water. After picking the glass up, what happens to the paper? What you are thinking about it? Let us see what happens to the paper. Sparrows, observe this paper. It is wet or not? No, it is dry. You are thinking it is a magic. Oh, it is not a magic. Beside of this, there is one scientific reason. Now, let us talk about this. Okay, sparrows, any container that appears empty is actually full of air. So, we are thinking this glass is empty. But any container that appears empty is actually full of air. So, in this glass, the air is present. Okay, when I immerse this glass in the water, then the air is present in the glass. So, nothing can enter into it. That's why the paper is not wet. Are you understand this activity, sparrows? Okay, let us do another activity. Okay, sparrows, I take a bucket full of water and a bottle with a narrow mouth. I take a bucket full of water and a bottle with a narrow mouth. Now immerse this bottle in the bucket full of water. What happens? Let us see. Observe carefully, sparrows. Observe here. Water coming from the bottle. Why it happened? Do you know the reason for that? Okay, I will explain what is the reason for that. Okay, sparrows, now we discussed about it. Any container that appears empty is actually full of air. So, in this bottle also appearing empty. So, in this bottle the air is present. Okay, when we remove the air from any container, then something else can enter into it. And the same things happen here. The air which is present in the bottle coming out like bubbles, then the water is filling into it. Okay, sparrows, do you understand this activity? Yes, by this activity what can we understand? Air occupies space. Let us see on the screen. We are naturally observing many of experiments like balloons, bubbles and bottles too. For air balloons, we have to fill hot air. In that we have to observe that while we are filling air into it, balloons, it will enlarge it in size. So, we can conclude that they are occupy space. Okay, sparrows. Now, do you understand this activity? Okay, now our first property of air is true or not? Yes, it is true. Now, let us talk about our second property of air. Do you know, sparrows, what is our second property of air? Yes, second property of air is air exerts pressure. What it is, Sparrows? Air exerts pressure. Okay, Sparrows, do you agree with this property? Okay, let us do one activity. What it is, Sparrows? Yes, it is a syringe. Who will use this syringe? Doctors will use this syringe. Okay, now we will do an activity with this. Okay, Sparrows, now draw out the plunger to the limit. Now close the nozzle with one of your finger. Do you know what is nozzle? Nozzle is nothing but this is the nozzle. Close the nozzle with one of your finger. Now press the piston. Oh no, it is, I can't press the piston. Why it is happening? And I am feeling pressure on my finger. Oh Sparrows, why it is happening? Yes, now by this only we can understand. What happens here? By the pressure of the air, it is hard to press the piston. If we remove our finger, now press the piston. It is easy to press the piston. Am I right, Sparrows? Yes. Now, by this activity, what we can understand? Air exerts pressure. Now, let us talk about one daily example. Sparrows, do you saw anytime the tubes of the vehicles? Yes. If we overfill the tubes of the vehicles, then what happens to the tubes? Yes, you are absolutely correct. The tubes may burst. Why it happens, Sparrows? Do you know the reason for that? Why? Because by the pressure of the air only, the tubes of the vehicles may burst. Okay, Sparrows, now do you understand about it? Okay, let us do another activity. Sparrows, what it is? Sparrows, what it is? It is a balloon. Do you enjoy to play with this balloon? Yes. Okay, now blow air into it. What happens? Blow more and more air. Sparrows, blow more and more air. What happens? Let us see. Yes, it is hard to press the. When we are blowing the air in it, the balloon expands and it's hard to press the walls of the balloon. Now, what happened here? Yes, the balloon has burst. Why it has burst, Sparrows? Do you know the reason for that? Okay, why it is happened means we are overfilling the air. We are overfilling the balloon. The excess air, there is no place to stay for the excess air. So, it want to escape from the balloon. That's why in this pressure, the balloon has burst. Okay, Sparrows, do you understand this activity? Okay, now let us talk one daily life example. Sparrows, do you see anytime banners? Yes. On the occasions of functions, festivals and other functions, we can see the banners. Okay, we can observe, do you observe that some people may keep holes for the banners? What is the reason for that? Why? Because if people don't keep holes for the banners, if the wind blows fastly towards the banner, then the banners may damage by the pressure of the air. If we will keep holes for that, then the air can go through the holes. That's why the people will keep the holes to the banners. Now, Sparrows, do you understand this? What is our second property? Air exerts pressure. Do you agree with this property? Okay, let us see on the screen. Okay, have you seen? Okay, because these molecules are in constant motion, the impact against objects they anchored and exert a pushing force against them. The force of multiple impacts over an area is air pressure. Now sparrows, do you understand our second property of air? Yes, what is our second property of air? Air exerts pressure. Do you agree with this property? Yes. Okay sparrows, now let us talk about our third property of air. What is our third property of air? Yes. Air expands on heating. What is our third property? Air expands on heating. Sparrows, do you agree with this property? Do you agree with this property, sparrows? Why it is? Okay. Now let us do one activity. Okay. Take a injection bottle and a balloon. Take a injection bottle and a balloon. Now, and tie the balloon to the mouth of the injection bottle. Now take a candle and light it. Now heat this injection bottle, sparrows. What happens? Let us see. Did you did any time like these experiments? Okay, while you are doing these experiments, you should very careful. What is happening, sparrows? Observe carefully what happens to the balloon and the injection bottle. Only hold the mouth of the injection bottle. Don't touch the bottom. Here, observe carefully, sparrows. Observe, something is happening here. Okay, sparrows, what happened here? The balloon expands. See, we can observe the air which is in the balloon. See, did you fill the air with balloon while you are keeping in the injection bottle? No, we didn't kept. Then why the air came into the balloon? What is the reason for this? Okay, now let us talk about this. Okay, sparrows, when we are heating the injection bottle, the air which is present inside the injection bottle is warmed. Then it wants to come out. Then the balloon expands by the air. See, observe the picture here. See here, we take a glass balloon. When you are heating, the balloon expands. Why? Because the hot air comes up. That's why it will happen. While you are playing with air-filled balloon, we will launch in air in upward direction. After going some height, it will blown because heat of the sunlight directly fall on the balloon cause it to blown in air. So, we can conclude that air expands on heating. Okay, sparrows. Now, do you understand this activity? Okay, let us do another activity. Okay, sparrows. Here again, I took a injection bottle and a refill with the remove the pin of the refill. Now, insert the refill to the cork of the injection bottle. Okay. Now light the candle. Light the candle and keep one drop of water in the upper end of the refill. Now observe swallows what will happen. Keep water drop on the upper end of the refill. See sparrows, the water is coming out. Why it is happening? See, while I am keeping, it is coming out only. It is not going in. See, the water is not going in. It is simply coming out. Why it is happening, sparrows? Do you know the reason for it? Okay, now I will explain what it is. Okay, sparrows, now what is our third property? Air expands on heating. Here only that only happen here. When I am heating the injection bottle, the air which is present inside the injection bottle expands and it wants to come out from the injection bottle. Then the warm air pushing the water drop out. That's why the water drop is coming out. Okay, next. Okay. Then what happened? We did one activity. When we heated this, the balloon expands. Next, when we keep this on a cool water, cool it. What happened here? The balloon fall down. Nothing, air didn't present in this. Am I right, sparrows? Air is not there. Why it is happened? Why? Because the air expands on heating only. The air didn't expand on cooling. Here also, now heat this injection bottle. What is happening? Now keep one drop of water. The water is going inside of the refill. While you are heating, the water coming up. While you are cooling, the water is going down. By these experiments, what we can understand, sparrows? Air expands on heating. Air didn't expand on cooling. Okay, sparrows. Now, do you understand this activity? Okay. Now, let us talk about our fourth property of air. What is our fourth property of air? Yes. Hot air is lighter than cold air. This is our fourth property of air. What it is? Hot air is lighter than cold air. Okay, sparrows. Now, let us talk about our fourth property of air. Sparrows, do you agree with this property? Okay, let us do an activity. Take two paper cups and a broomstick. Now, hang the two paper cups both ends of the broomstick. Now, tie a small thread in between the broomstick. How it is looking, sparrows? Yes, it is looking like a weighing balance. Am I right? Yes. Now, we will do an activity with this. Light the candle. Now, keep one of the cup under the candle. What is happening, sparrows? Observe carefully. the cup which I kept above the flame, it is rising up. Observe carefully, it rised up. Why it is happened, swallows? Do you know the reason for this? Okay, let us talk about this. Why it is happened means the air which is present below the cup we are heating. That's why the hot air is lighter than cold air. So the hot air is lighter. So the hot air is rising up. That's why the cup which we are kept above the candle rising up. Okay, swallows. Now do you understand this activity? Okay, observe here. Observe on the screen. Hot air is lighter than cold air. Now we did this activity. The cup which we are kept above the candle flame is rising up. Why it happens, swallows? Why? Because hot air is lighter than cold air. That's why it is happened. Okay, now we will do another activity. Do you know, swallows, what is incense stick? Yes, it is nothing but agarbatti. Now let us do one activity with this. Light the agarbatti. Now observe the smoke coming from the agarbatti, swallows. Where it is going? The smoke coming from the agarbatti is rising up. It didn't going down. Am I right, swallows? See, observe carefully. It is only rising up. It is not going down. Okay. Now let us talk about this. Now only we discussed about it. Hot air is lighter than cold air. So the smoke which is coming from the agarbatti is hot. So the warm air is lighter. Then it will rise up. And also it is important to remember that anything that on heating, anything expands and occupies more space. Here also that same thing only happen here. We are heating the agarbatti. The smoke coming from the agarbatti expands and occupies more space. That's why hot air is lighter than cold air. Okay, swallows, do you understand this activity? Okay, let us see one daily life example. Okay, swallows, do you saw anytime ventilators? Okay, why the ventilators keep side wall of the room, upper side wall of the room? Why? Because the warm air which is present in the room rises up. Why? Because it is hot. It is lighter than the cold air. That's why it rises up and go through the windows, go through the ventilators. Okay. What is the warm air present in the room? It is nothing but the carbon dioxide which we released. Once keep your finger under your nose. When we are inhaling, the air is cool. When we are exhaling, we feel hot on our finger. Why it is happens, swallows? Why? Because the hot air, it is hot air. The carbon dioxide is a hot air. That's why the carbon dioxide which is present in the room rises up and it go through the ventilators and the cool air coming through the windows. Okay, swallows, now do you understand about this? Okay, another example we will see. Swallows, do you saw anytime the exhaust fans? Okay, exhaust fans are mostly used in kitchens. Am I right, swallows? Yes. Okay, why the exhaust fan keep upper of the room? Why? Because the same thing happened there also. The warm air which is present on the room rises up and it can go through the ventilators. So the cool air comes from the windows. Okay, swallows. Now do you understand our fourth property of air? Yes. Now let us talk about land breeze and sea breeze. Okay, sparrows, do you know what are land breeze and sea breezes? Okay, how they will form? Okay, the differential heating of land and water by the sun leads to land and sea breeze. Okay, sparrows, now do you understand how they forms? Okay, now let us talk about sea breeze. Okay, sparrows, observe the screen. Observe the screen. First picture. What it is? It is sea breeze. Okay, during the daytime, the land land heats up faster than the sea. So the air over the land rises up. Due to this, the air blows from the sea to the land. Okay, sparrows, during the daytime, the land heats up faster than the sea. So the hot air over the land rises up, and this causes the wind to blow from sea to the land. Okay, sparrows, now do you understand about the sea breeze? Yes. Now let us talk about the land breeze. Observe the second picture. It is the land breeze. Do you know what is land breeze? Okay, I will explain what is land breeze. Okay, sparrows, during the night time, the land cools down faster than the sea. Are you following me? Yes, during the night time, the land cools down faster than the sea. So the air over the sea rises up and it goes through. So this causes the wind to blow from land to the sea. So this is called the land breeze. During the night time, the land breeze may forms. Okay, sparrows. Now do you understand what is land breeze and sea breeze? Yes. Okay. Now let us talk about the effects of moving air. What it is, sparrows? Effects of moving air. Now let us do an activity. Here I took a glass and keep one of the cardboard on the glass. Now wave the air above the paper. Sparrows, what happened here? The paper lift up. Why it is happened? Okay, let us do again. Keep the glass on the table and paper on the glass. Wave the air above the paper. Okay, what happened here, sparrows? The paper lift up. Why it happens? Why? Because we wave the air above the paper. So the moving air creates a low pressure. That's why the paper lift up from the glass. Okay, sparrows, now do you understand about this? Let us do another activity. Now take a glass and fill it with water. Are you observing this? Fill it with water. Now keep the card above the glass and stick it. Stick the paper to the glass. Now invert the paper. Now remove your hand. Sparrows, wow, it is amazing. Here the glass is filled with air. Then the paper is not fall downing. Now wave the air. What happened here? The water from the glass fell down. Okay. First it is not fell down. Why it is happened? Why? Because the moving air creates the low pressure. Hence the paper lift up due to the high pressure which is on the paper air in the glass. Okay, sparrows. Now do you understand about this? Okay, on the other hand, it will happen Again, what will happen? The air is which is present in the glass pushes the paper down and makes the paper to fall down. Okay, sparrows, that only happened here. Okay, now do you understand this activity? Okay, now let us talk one daily example. Okay, sparrows, do you saw any time the roofs of the huts? Okay, the roofs of the huts is very lightweight. Am I right, sparrows? Yes. Okay, if the air blows towards the roofs of the huts, then what happens? Yes, you're exactly correct. The roofs of the huts lift up and blown away. Why this happens? The moving air creates a low pressure. That's why by the pressure of the air, by the effect of the moving air, the roofs of the hut may blown away. Okay, sparrows, now do you understand the effects of moving air? Okay, you're always good, sparrows. Okay, now our first part of our lesson is completed. We have discussed about all the parts of air. Now we will go to our second part of our topic. What it is? Wind. Now we go to talk about wind. Sparrows, do you know what is wind? Okay, wind is nothing but the moving air is called wind. What it is, sparrows? The moving air is called wind. Okay, let us see on the screen. What is wind? Wind is moving air and is caused by differences in air pressure within our atmosphere. The greater the difference in pressure, the faster the air flows. Okay, sparrows, do you understand what is air? Okay. Okay, sparrows, the air around us rarely stays. It continuously moves from. Hello, sparrow.
Hello, Sparrow.
What is your name, sparrow?
I am Trisha from Tungaturthi, Surata district.
Okay, ask your doubt.
Why does cyclones are formed in water?
What again, sir? Again, sparrow?
Why does cyclones are formed in water?
Okay. Why? Because the air pressure, when the air pressure goes, when the air is in high pressure, then the air which is in the high pressure goes to the lower pressure area. That's why the cyclones may form in the water. Okay, sparrows. Hello?
Hello, sir.
What's your doubt, sparrow?
Why expands on heating?
What, sparrow? Again repeat.
Why expands on heating?
Okay, your question is very nice, sparrow. Why? Because we only discussed now only the hot air is lighter than cold air. Okay. The hot air is less weight. Why? Because it expands and occupies more space. So, the air pressure, the hot air which is in the injection bottle rises up. Why? Because it is in high pressure. Why? Because it is warmed. Okay, sparrow, do you understand? Okay. Okay, now let us talk about wind. The air around us rarely stays and it continuously moves from one direction to another direction. So, we already know that moving air is called wind. Okay, sparrows, the wind can act so many types. Sometimes the wind is cool and sometimes the wind is very hot and sometimes it is pleasant and nice and sometimes it blows clouds and sometimes it rises the dust and sometimes it blows away things and sometimes it is gentle and sometimes it is strong too. Okay. Okay, sparrows, do you ride the bicycle anytime? Hello, sparrow.
How did cyclones form?
Okay, sparrow, when the air is in high pressure, it comes to the lower pressure area. then the cyclones may form. Did you clear your doubt? Okay, Sparrow, you are intelligent fellow. Okay, now let us go to our lesson. Okay, do you like to ride the bicycle? Do you ride the bicycle on a windy day? Okay, when we ride the bicycle in the direction of the wind, then what happens, Sparrow? It is easy to ride the bicycle. Okay, if we ride the bicycle in the opposite direction of the wind, then what happens? Yes, you are absolutely correct. It is hard to ride the bicycle. Am I right, Sparrows? Yes, by this what we can understand? The wind has effect and it is very strong. Am I right? Yes. Okay, Sparrows. Now do you understand about wind? Okay, now let us talk about uneven heating of land and water. Okay, Sparrow. Okay, let us see on the screen. The regions close to the equator gets more heat from the sun. This is because of the direction of the sunlight being straighter closer to the equator. The air in these regions gets warmer. The cooler air from the regions in the 0 to 30 degrees latitude belt on either side of the equator moves in. It is become very cool. Okay, Sparrows, do you understand this? Okay, we can observe in some places is very hot, some places is very cool. Why it happens? Why? Because the regions which are closer to the equator gets warm and the places which are far away from the equator gets cool. Then why the regions closer to the equator gets more warm? I hope this question in your mind. Okay, I will tell the answer for you. Okay, why? Because the sunlight, the direction of the sunlight being straighter and closer to the equator. That's why the regions which are closer to the equator gets warm and the regions which are in 0 to 30 degrees latitudes gets more cool. Hello, Sparrow.
I am B. Manohar Sparrow from Rajapet.
Hello, Sparrow.
Hello,
What's
Sparrow.
your name?
Why the cyclones form more in the sea?
Sparrow, I don't know for your question. I will definitely refer books and will ask my guide teacher. Okay, Sparrow? Okay, let us go to our lesson. Now we will talk about monsoon winds. Sparrows, do you know what are monsoon winds? Yes, monsoon winds are nothing but the sea breeze which is caused in the months of June to September, and the flow of the wind get reversed in the months of December to March. These are the monsoon winds. Okay, Sparrows, and it is important to measure the wind speed also. Okay, let us see on the screen. Wind speed plays an important role in the formation of storms. It is therefore important to measure the wind speed. The instrument that measures wind speed is called anemometer. Observe the anemometer. Yes, it is used to measure the wind speed. Okay, Sparrows. Now, there are so many uses of winds in our daily life. Am I right? Okay. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon, Sparrow.
Okay, Sparrow, what's your name?
I'm Sushma from Suryapet.
Okay, Sparrow, what's your doubt?
Give some examples of expanding of air on heating.
Expanding of air on heating. Okay, Sparrow, we will take ventilators only. Ventilators we will take. It expands, the air is very hot. That's why it goes up and it goes through the ventilators. And we take exhaust fans. It is also same. The hot air rises up and it goes through the ventilators. Okay, Sparrow? Okay. And there are so many uses of wind in our life. Do you know what are they? Yes, the winds coming from the seas carry water and brings rain. In our country, the most of the farmers depending upon rain for their cultivation. This is one of the use of wind, and we can generate the electricity by the high speed of the wind. Am I right, sparrows? Yes. Why? Because it is by the high speed of the wind we can generate the electricity. Okay, sparrow. These are the uses of wind. Okay, sparrows. Do you understand what is air and the air properties and about wind? Okay. Now let us talk about cyclone. Do you know what is cyclone, sparrow? Yes, cyclone is nothing but the violent storms caused on the earth are called cyclones. What are cyclones? Cyclones are nothing but violent storms caused on the earth. Okay, okay, sparrows. Hello?
Hello, Pharaoh.
What's your doubt, sparrow?
Who is the inventor of anemometer?
Okay, sparrow. I didn't explain in our topic. I just tell about wind, sparrow. It is used to, the anemometer is used to measure the wind speed. We didn't discuss about the anemometer scientist, okay? Okay, we will go to our lesson. Cyclones. What are cyclones? Cyclones are nothing but the violent storms which are caused on the earth. Those are cyclones, and people will call these cyclones as some names. Do you know what are they? They are typhoons, hurricanes, hudhud, Laila, and etc. Why they will call by the names? Why? Because depending upon the place where they have occurred. From 2 days onwards, the weather is very cool. Why? Because in Chennai in Chennai occurred one cyclone. Am I right, sparrows? Okay. What the name of that cyclone? Vagda. Why they kept the name of Vagda? Why? Because they depending upon the place where they have occurred. Okay, sparrows. Now do you understand what is air, wind and cyclones? Okay. Okay. Today's our topic is completed. I thankful to our beloved secretary sir for implementing like the super student program, for proving myself, and I thankful to my joint secretary sir for encouraging me to participate in this. And next I thankful to my principal madam, Usha Ratna madam, and I thankful to my parents for giving me this wonderful birth to me. And next I thankful to my guide teachers, V. Sridevi madam and Sangeeta Lakshmi madam, and all the teachers who encouraged me very much. And I thankful to my friends who encouraged to participate in this program. Okay, Sparrow. Bye, Sparrows.